Hey friends, Joey Resendez here. I'm starting a new series that I'm going to call Practicing the Classics. And I'm going to be going through some classical kind of standard repertoire for the saxophone. Um, Pieces that I would kind of consider um, upper level high school, early college maybe, and we'll see where it goes. I may venture out in either direction there. But we're going to start off with the Creston Sonata, and I'm just going to kind of take you through the first movement of this piece. Um, Paul Creston, born Giuseppe Guttaveggio. Um, this piece was written in 1939. I think it was premiered February of 1940, so we're coming up on, or maybe just past, 85 years of the Creston Sonata. Um, if you're looking to perform this, you have to have a really, really good collaborative artist playing behind you, because um, the piano part to this composition is no joke. Um, some recommended recordings that I would listen to: Eugene Rousseau, um, Don Lacinta, Nobuya Sagawa. They all have great recordings available. So let's just kind of get through. Start at the beginning. So 126, the tempo. I feel it. To me, if I were just to kind of sit down and play the Crescent Sonata, I would probably land like around 120. 126 sounds a little fast, but I think it's a perfectly fine tempo. It's just a little bit quicker than I kind of. I mean, I could play at 126, but I think the character is really good around 120, but 126 is fine. So, and with right off the bat, we have a lot of decisions to make here regarding fingering choices, and they're almost all. Probably about the fingering choices you have in this first movement. Most of them have to do with whether you're going to play bis B flat or side B flat. I probably play side B flat a bit more than my peers, who kind of gravitate towards bis. You know, uh, it's all about avoiding the cross fingering for me. So cross fingers, if you've watched any of my other videos, that's when you are putting fingers down and lifting fingers as well, or rather pushing keys and lifting keys simultaneously to get from one note to the next. So technically, if you're going from B flat, bis B flat to C, that's technically a cross finger because you're lifting one and putting down two. Now, if you're going from side B flat, you're just lifting. Does that make sense? And you're just putting down if you're going back. So it's one motion. Granted, it is on two different hands. However, for this first motive right here, and this is the main motive of kind of the A section of this first movement, I'm going to use bis B flat. And be really careful here in measure one, and all the measures that have this, when you have a quarter note tied to a 16th, that you really, really subdivide those 16th notes in your head so you come in right where you're supposed to on the offbeat. So right there, the high F sharp is kind of the peak of this, first section of this movement. Right there is a little bit of the finger twister, right the beat before measure 10 with the E flat, F, G flat, back down to E flat, and back up to G flat. I remember having to practice that a lot because I kept on getting blips. So make sure there, and you cannot use the fork key on that G flat. You have to flip flop it. Retard slightly, but when you come in there on the high F in measure 10, 11, 12, 13, it's still in tempo 1, still at the tempo of the beginning. So mordents right here, measure 20, measure 21, or two of them 21. So mordent, Mordent. It's an ornament. It's like a little trill, but you only trill it once, and it occurs on the beat. So right here, you got the G on measure 20, beat 1. You got the G with the mordent, and you have a flat over it, which means you're going to go to A flat rather than A natural. Okay. Little piano interlude here for 4 measures, and then we come back in fortissimo. You have this slur 2 pattern here. So really make sure that you are playing all these notes really legato. So you don't want to clip any of these notes. You don't want to go because it starts swinging. It just doesn't sound good. It's not the character of the movement. So nice and as long as you make all these notes. Lots of 4-cuff sharps you can use in here. Nice good crescendo going in there into measure 36. I would use side B flat on all those B flats I just played. Little blip there. Accents right here. Make sure we do bring them out a little bit. And this is a section that's really easy to rush. Whenever you have these slower note values, dotted quarters, eighths, it's easy to rush. So be careful to keep in the groove and not rush here. F sharp there. Yes, so retard slightly, like it says right there. I think I do it a little bit more than slightly. Boom. I think either one works. You have this little piano interlude that goes, that sets you up into the B section. But remember this B section, even though it's nice and flowy, has longer note values, it's still in tempo 1. So don't play this slow quite yet. Get that tempo in your head. Da, da. I cover my C sharp there and measure 70. It says in time here, a shade slower here in measure 72. I tend to take it a little bit more than a shade slower. Has a little bit more of a some more tempo variance, and it gives you a little bit more room later when you're having to go to back to tempo 1 here in about 10, 12 measures or so. I tend to slow down there going into the B flat. It's a little key change. We have increase gradually to regain original pace. I think the original pace should come here in measure 82 with the 16th notes, the whole measure of 16 notes. So again, right here, kind of like in the second page, accents, bring those out. And this is again tempo 1. Really make sure you subdivide those 16th notes during those quarter notes so you come in right off the beat. Measure 100, my edition, I don't know if ones that you might look at have this or not, but my edition is missing an E flat there in count 4. Second note of count 4. I'm missing an E flat. Make sure you play E flat there. So right here, going up into the high G, we have some options here. So you could go the route of going from the C to the F using the front key, which I think is going to be pretty popular. And if you do that, then I would suggest using a high G that incorporates the front F key as well. In that case, I would go from the F, lift up your middle finger on your left hand, put down 2 fingers here in your right, plus the side B flat key, and that will give you a high G. If I were performing this, I would probably go a little bit more of a different route. I would probably go from the C to a palm key F, and I would play that F, and I do this a lot with my front Fs. I will drop keys. I mean, you don't. No one says you have to play. You have all these notes, all these keys down for F. So I'll at least drop the D key and just do C2 and C4 here, and with the obviously C3 on the side. Hear the difference? That's palm. So that's quite a big difference. That's probably close to a quarter tone. And I might be exaggerating a little bit, but it's really easy to have that front F fingering sore on you pitch wise. And then for the G, I would probably play 1 and 3 in your your left hand, 1 in your right, and then B flat. And then come back down on the same same palm key F fingering on the way down. Accents, hear those? Make sure we don't rush. I think I probably rushed that. And the reason I stopped, I want to make a big deal of it, is make sure you cover your high D flat there and measure, I don't know what it is, measure 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, measure 115. That's a 2 whole counts of being really sharp on most saxophones. So I would probably push down my right hand on that note. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, 2. Just make sure you really count throughout those that bit of rest right there is really important, obviously. Um, and then you're gonna have to coordinate with your piano to release the high F. I definitely would not use the front key there at the very end um, for 2 reasons that I can think of right now. Number one, it's going to have a completely different timbre. I think the front keys tend to be a little more strident. So going from the E flat to a front F they're not going to sound the same. And then for pitch wise, like I said earlier, it'll be easier to kind of control your pitch if you have if you're using the, the palm keys. So that's a really quick video on the first movement of this really great work. I love this piece, and I'm gonna make videos for the other 2 movements, so be sure to watch out for those. And thank you for watching this one, and I'll see you guys the next time. You have a great day. Bye.